So guys, today I will be making okra curry, or bindi as Indians, Pakistanians say, or um, bamiya as Afghans say. So I have here, I would say, about a lib of okra that I washed, and then I cut the edges and cut them however big I wanted. I have about 6 small tomatoes because they were small and because I want my curry to be very saucy. And I have 3 onions that I have already peeled and chopped. And I have here 2 chili peppers and 3 garlic cloves. This pepper is here for me to eat by itself after because I like spicy, but this is what I'll be putting in here. But first, what I do with my okra is I have put half a glass of oil maybe, and what I like to do first is that I like to fry my okra just so the color is this beautiful golden green, because that gives it a different taste, keeps it from getting mushy, and also cooks it faster when you put it in the sauce. So I think my oil is pretty hot. And so after putting in the okra, I will just stir it. If you see the oil is not that much, that's okay. We don't want too much oil. We just want to let it fry in the oil for about 3 to 4 minutes, depending on what color you like. I like how these ones have turned out, but I'm gonna turn these and put it for another few minutes and then take them out. So the okra is fried up. Once you start smelling the okra, then you know it's time to take it out of the pot. And you see there's like a little oil left in the bottom of the pot. I'm not going to put more oil because I don't want it to become too oily, because the okra is retaining some of the oil from it being fried. So later on, once I put it in here, the oils will come out again. Right now, I'm just going to add my garlic and chili peppers, and then I'm gonna add just a bit of salt to taste. Salt is at your own discretion. Everybody likes it at different levels. I'm gonna mix it in just a bit, and then I'm gonna go ahead and add my onions on top of this. So at this point, I'm gonna let the onions caramelize. I have the speed on 3, or the heat on 3, and I'm just gonna occasionally stir it maybe every 2 to 3 minutes and just let the onions caramelize really well. It's been about 10 minutes on heat 3, and my onions are caramelizing really well. So I've gone up and cranked up the heat to 4. I have put in half a tablespoon of turmeric powder, half a tablespoon of the tomato paste that I use. It could be any tomato paste. It just gives it a really nice color to the sauce. And I'm gonna use half a tablespoon of this curry powder, and it has just like all these different things in it. So with this, I say half a tablespoon, but I just do it by eyesight. So if you really want, yeah, measure with a spoon, but I'm just gonna do this. There we go. And it's okay if it's a little more, because we don't mind spicy. But if you like it on the milder side, then don't put so much. And I'm just gonna mix it. And once this is mixed in really well, then I'm gonna go ahead and add my tomatoes. So you guys see how with that tomato paste, the color changed from like a yellowy to a golden brown. And some of you might wonder, why do I add the tomato paste before the tomatoes? Well, it's because when I put in the tomato, then the water from the tomatoes will come out. And if I put in the tomato paste right after, the color of my curry will not change as nicely or beautifully, because it will get diluted with the water from the tomatoes. So that's why I always put my tomato paste right after the onion, and then I put my tomatoes. And this looks really good and caramelized to me. So I'm gonna go ahead and add my tomatoes and let it just simmer with the tomatoes for about 10 minutes. Again, gonna turn the heat down to 2, so it caramelizes slowly with the tomatoes, and the juices of the tomatoes come out really slowly to give me a very delicious sauce. So I've gone ahead and put in my tomato. Gonna mix it so the onions come on top. It's hard to do with one hand holding the phone, but anything for the gram, right? Okay, so just mix it enough so that the onions come on top. So when you close the top to let it simmer for about 10 minutes, the onions don't burn because there's a coating of the tomatoes in the bottom. Just spread it like so, and we're gonna cover the top and let it simmer for 5 minutes, and then come and check on it and let it simmer for another 5 minutes and check on it until you like the consistency of the tomato and onion together and how you like it looks. Then you can go ahead and add the okra. So we're gonna just cover it and see it after 5 minutes. So I have let my tomatoes and onions simmer for 10 minutes, and it's this beautiful consistency here. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and add my okra to it and let it simmer for about another 10 minutes on low heat, so on 2. And like I said, the okra has some oil, as you can see, so that's why I didn't put too much oil while I was cooking my onions, so that the oil of the okra will come out, right? I'm gonna lightly coat everything together. So now everything's been coated with the sauce. So I'm gonna cover the top and let it simmer for another 10 minutes and check on it every 5 minutes so it does not burn. And once you like it and think it's soft enough, then it's done. Guys, I let it simmer for 10 minutes, came check, it had a bit of water, so I left it for another 5 minutes. So in total I let it simmer for 15 minutes, and now I have it. It's ready, this beautiful gorgeous color. I'm gonna take it out, serve it, and enjoy it. And you see, guys, how the oil is you know, right here. So it's a good thing that, you know, you don't put more oil after you fry the okra. So enjoy, guys.